Hello everyone and welcome back to Car and Bike. I'm Bilal and this is the Mercedes-Maybach EQS 680 SUV. It is the first all-electric Maybach and it launches the EQS SUV lineup in India, and there's a lot to talk about. So let's begin this video. We'll take a look at the exterior, the interior, the powertrain and how opulent that rear seat is. Before we begin, do consider subscribing to the Car and Bike YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell icon as well so that you can be notified every time we upload a new video. When launched in India, this would be the third Maybach model on sale in India after the S-Class and GLS version. And as the name suggests, it is the SUV equivalent of the EQS limousine, or you can also call it an electric equivalent of the Maybach GLS. Now, before I tell you the design highlights of the EQS Maybach SUV, let me tell you that this car is huge. It stands almost 5.2 meter in length. It's not as tall as the GLS at 1.7 meter, but it's wide at 2.2 meter, and it commands respect. Not just the more intimidating kind of respect, but a royalty kind of respect with all the chrome garnishes and all the smooth surfaces. It looks like a proper Mercedes flagship. Now, if we look at the finer details up front, it carries the familiar EQ family design, the sloping bonnet and the familiar headlamp. We haven't got the standard EQS SUV in India, but this entire design headlamp setup is familiar across the EQ lineup. But this is a Maybach, so what you get here is a massive Maybach line grille with a Maybach logo on top. There's good amount of garnishing done up here as well, but if you go lower down, you see this air damp. It's covered with a bunch of Maybach logos, so you know that this is not just a run-of-the-mill EQS, it's a Maybach. Now, in profile, as I mentioned earlier, the EQS SUV is huge. Now, it doesn't carry that flat roofline of the GLS Maybach, but this one, it looks like the EQE has grown in size, and the EQE is a big car in itself, and this one, it takes it a notch higher. Now, this being a Maybach, you get many color options for your paint scheme, and this one, it's done in a very rich looking silver and blue. But all the color options that you get with the EQS SUV Maybach is right there on your screen. Do let us know which color would be your favorite. But adding to the EQS SUV's persona are those gangster looking alloy wheels. Now, these one, they measure up to 22 inches and you can have 3 designs for it. Me personally, I love this one because it goes with this very futuristic yet very majestic look of the EQS. Now, at the back, it's again a very familiar EQ lineup design. You get this sleek LED bar that runs across the tailgate, and it gets a ribbon-like signature, which I personally am a fan of. But the sleek tail lamps in a huge car like this, it might be off-putting to some, and also you might mistake it for a smaller EQE SUV. But this one, it's also a Maybach, so it gets all the essential Maybach treatment. There's a Maybach logo on the C-pillar like all the Maybachs since the inception. There's also chrome finishes on the bottom with a piano black finish on the bumper. And then once you open the boot, the electric tailgate will reveal 440 liters of boot space. Now, that's not exactly cavernous for this car or a car of this size, but it's good enough to carry 2 large suitcases. And that's enough if you are driving your EQS for a weekend getaway. And since this is a Maybach and not any other luxury car, you get the entire boot space suede in soft material. You don't get a spare wheel here, but you do get a kit for tire inflation. Now, on the inside, again, getting inside a Maybach SUV is an occasion itself. So you get Maybach logo projected on the ground from the puddle lamps. You also have chrome finish footboard with Maybach logo on it. And then once inside, you have option of 2 leather themes. The standard one is an all brown, or you can just opt out for this all white. Now, both are Napa leather, but this one, it's again prone to get dirty pretty soon. Now, this is an EQ flagship, so of course everything has to have a special EQ way of things. You get the hyper screen dominating the dashboard, and since this is a Maybach as well, there are plethora of Maybach logos. This steering wheel, it is familiar Mercedes style, but it has a Maybach logo on it, and the design of it, it feels like it belongs in an art museum. The rest of the screen, it also has a 3D map. The center screen for the driver, it also has a Maybach logo in it. When the passenger is seated here, they have a separate screen for themselves. In the center, you have this black lacquered material for the finishes, but you can also opt for open pore finishes for your center console. Now on to the second row, and now you must be wondering why I'm sitting here and not there, because here is where the magic happens. Because again, sitting inside a Maybach SUV is an occasion in itself, and to mark that occasion, you have luxury to even close your door. The doors, it is just a control, and you don't have to reach out your arm to even close the door. Now once inside, you have two options for the cabin for the second row. You can have the 5-seater version where again the middle row isn't exactly usable for a third person, or you can get this one. This is the first class edition and you have to pay extra for it. But trust me, it is worth every penny, because at a touch of a button, this entire seat is transformed into a proper first class recliner. The front seat goes up ahead. The seat that I'm sitting in, it will be reclined in a very sweet and very calm manner. You can carry out your business here in the second row as well, because what you have in the center console is a dedicated fridge. Again, it's very optional. Then you have the center console which opens up and you can pull out a proper airline-like style table. So you can carry out your businesses while on the move. You can also control all the functions of the car with this separate tablet. And the entire cabin, it's made in a way to make you feel special, and not just special in a very opulent kind of way. Couple of more things that make this cabin special is the entire cabin, it makes use of recycled materials for everything, be it the plastic, be it the cloth, or even some metals. Everything is recycled. You also get premium sound system from Burmester, 15 speakers, and the one right here, it makes you feel special because it changes the mood of the cabin depending on what music you're listening to and what ambient lighting area you've selected. It's also one of the first cabin to have a rear passenger front airbags. It's a patented technology, and it's there to make the rear passengers, who are the most important person sitting here, feel special and safe. More creature comfort comes in the form of electrically controlled rear blinds. You also get personalized rear screen, a wireless charging pad, and a sunroof, a large one that is. You also get many Maybach logo sprinkled generously all around. As for the powertrain, the EQS Maybach SUV has 680 in its name, and it comes with the biggest battery pack that is on sale in India. It has a battery pack which is bigger than the BMW i7, it's bigger than the EQS sedan as well, and it's also bigger than the Lotus Electra Sports SUV. It has a 122 kilowatt-hour battery pack which powers 2 electric motors mounted one on each axle, so it has a 4-wheel drive. Other hardware includes 4-wheel steering and airmatic air suspension as well. Now the power output from the dual motors, the combined output is close to 650 horsepower and around 950 Newton meter of twisting force. That's good enough to propel this almost 3-ton SUV from a 0 to 100 km per hour in just 4.4 seconds. That's quick. Now this is a proper luxury flagship car. So it doesn't suit its character to make its owner waiting while it charges its big battery pack. So Mercedes has given it a fast charging capacity of almost 200 kilowatts, which can add up to 300 kilometers of range in just 20 minutes. More than that, it has a claim range of over 600 kilometers. But realistically, given the EQ lineup's performance with the range, I can expect this car to go between 550 to 600 kilometers in a real-world condition. This is the epitome of luxury. The Mercedes-Maybach EQS 680 SUV. It's the most expensive electric SUV from Mercedes, adorned in their most luxurious and expensive attire, Maybach. And it is the most or the best that your money can buy if you have around 2.5 crore in spare change. It can go more depending on the option extra that you can choose from. The launch is happening on 5th of this month, and this will be followed by another electric car before the end of this year. So the EQS Maybach in itself, it is equivalent to the private or a luxurious airliner or the most lavish yacht that you can think of. But this one you can drive on the road. It's like a mobile palace. That's all from me in this video. Hope you liked it, and if you did, do hit that like button and share this video forward to your friends and family as well. This is Bilal signing off. Until next time.